Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Greater Boston League action. It seems strange to say Greater Boston League with Lynn Classical, but this, I believe, is the second year they've been in the league, jumping over from the Northeastern Conference. And they'll be taking on Medford, who Medford's going to be looking for a split here at Fraser Field. They open up the season against Lynn English. This being Thursday, they open up on Monday against Lynn English. And they're right back here again. So they're looking for a split. They lost to English 7-4. And they'll try to make it 1-1 against Lynn schools. Classical will try to make it 2-0. And Classical will also try to make it 2 in a row in their season. They open up with a win on the road. So their first home game. The coach, Orazio Azzarello for Medford, he says it's like a home field for him. He played 9 games last year. And like 4 of them were here at Fraser Field. He played English and Classical both here. And then when they had the cup season, they didn't have before the state tournament, they played a league tournament that they invented the year before during COVID. And they played 2 games here at Fraser Field in the Greater Boston League Cup tournament. So they played 9 games last year, and 4 of them were here at Fraser Field. And now he's playing his first 2 games here at Fraser Field. So he feels like it's his home field. Mike Shukowski, the head guy, along with Ricky Mayette, his able assistant. They've been around for a while. They do an excellent job at Classical. So the Mustangs against the Rams. As we're getting set. Owen Kelly will be the first hitter from Medford. He's the center fielder. Kyle Durant. Kyle Durant had a big day, Thanksgiving Day, kicking a field goal to beat Lynn English in double overtime. Kelly tries to bunt and fouls it off. Kyle's been a big part of baseball and football. Pitching now, outstanding outfielder. I think if I remember correctly, he took a year off last year from baseball. Mike Shukowski glad to have him back, both on the mound and in the field. Janelle Guzman is his battery mate behind the plate. Swing and a miss. Chase the pitch. Easy to pick out Guzman. Well, Classical in there, green and gold. Guzman's got bright white chest protector, shin guards, helmet. Hit foul back, almost made it into the press box. They removed the top part of the screen behind home plate, so we could be vulnerable with foul balls. We almost got that one. Hit in the air, that's going to go out of play. Not a nice day for baseball here. It is cold. There's a few Brave fans, not a lot. It is very cold. Call third strike on the outside corner. Good pitch by Durant. Gets Kelly looking. One up, one down. Sean McGilvery, the left fielder, will be the hitter, hitting from the left side. Down and in for a ball. Glasgow got good pitching, timely hitting, winning their game 3-1 on the road. Medford fell behind very quickly. English got 3 runs in the first inning, and Medford was not able to catch up. Hit in the air, out of play. They got within 5-2, then they made it. After English pushed it to 7-2, they got within 7-4 in the 7th inning. They actually had the tying run at home plate. Missing wide for a ball. And that's ball 4. So McGilvery becomes the first base runner. John Poley, the third baseman, will be the hitter. This game was supposed to be played yesterday, but with the rain and with the field being vacant, they were able to get it in quickly. It's a big help for Rich Avery, who's the field manager of both Fraser and Manning for all the sports going on. You don't want to have anything canceled because it's a hard job trying to fit games back in when you got 5 baseball teams and you got all kinds of lacrosse and pop up just to the first base side of second base. Almani Medina makes the play. Rich Avery does a very good job scheduling all these games. And he prays that they're all played on the scheduled times. Hit the second. Big hop. Medina will make his second play, this one an assist. So the walk doesn't hurt as Medford leaves the runner at first. Durant has a fairly easy inning. And we'll move into the bottom of the first. Glasgow will have Armani Medina, the second baseman, leading off. Pitching and batting second, Kyle Durant. The center fielder, Tyler Wilson, hits third. In the cleanup spot is the shortstop, Brady Warren. Christian Spates, the first baseman, hits number 5. Batting sixth is the DH, Nico Ramirez. He's hitting for the left fielder, Yassine Bakuch. Christian Figueroa, the third baseman, hits number 7. Batting 8th and playing right field, Ethan Chevalier. And Janelle Guzman, the catcher, will bat 9th. Thomas Slow on the mound for Medford. He pitched a couple of innings in relief in the English game. So Glasgow will look to get on the board first. And as usual, Manning Field going. Both these fields, when the spring starts, both these fields are going almost 24/7. Got a lot of activity over at Manning with a lot of things going on. As we mentioned, here at Fraser, you've got 5 teams. The Navigators will be playing later on. They'll play some Legion games here. Babe Ruth, if they can squeeze it, play a couple of their games here. So the place gets a lot of use. They were supposed to have put turf in the outfield during the football season, but they never got around to it. They had a problem, and they got to work on that, and they're going to work after these spring seasons. They're going to try and, right after football next year, work on the turf at Fraser. Is supposed to be replaced every 10 years. It's been a little bit more than that since it was first put in. That one goes to the backstop. Almani Medina leading off for the Rams. Hit in the center field for a base hit. Just a little love tap. Straight up the middle into center field. Medina gets the first hit of the game. Glasgow has their leadoff hitter on for pitcher Kyle Durant. Looks down at third base to Mike Zukowski. Flashing signs. I don't know why, but Glasgow doesn't have a first base coach. Durant scoring like he's going to bunt. Throw gets away. Down the line. They better hurry. Takes a wide turn in second, but the right fielder hustles and gets the ball. If the first baseman had to get that, Medina was going to go to third. Good hustle by the right fielder. So the error on the pickoff gives Glasgow a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Popped up. Second baseman almost in his tracks. Alex Grogas makes the play. One away now for Tyler Wilson. Had a pretty good year in basketball. And soccer too. High for a ball. Hit foul back to the screen. Totally different picture now with the state tournament. Records of you virtually out the window. What count? The seeding is based on strength of schedule and strength of league. Record comes out way down the bottom. And you can play anywhere in the state, no more north, south, east, and west. You had an undefeated classical volleyball team that was ranked 32nd because the league is not that good, according to MIAA. So the league and the schedule you have far more important. There were teams with 3, 4, 5 wins in the tournament. Wilson bounces it to first base. Justin Curcio makes the play unassisted. Glasgow gets a runner at third, but now there's 2 outs. And it's a grind for some teams. Lynn Tech played a football tournament game last year. They had to go to Hoosac Valley, 3.5-hour trip. One girls volleyball team had to go to the Cape, take a boat across to the island, and then take a boat back. I don't know. I don't think you can pay for that every year. So there were pros and cons for the state tournament last year. Popped up. The pitcher gives way to the catcher who makes the play. Orazio running toward the Classical dugout. So Classical threatens. They get a runner as far as third base. They get the one hit, but they're stranded at third. And we're right back where we started, dead even. Classical nothing, Medford nothing at the end of one. Jack Lombardo, DHing for the right fielder, Tyler Tadia, will lead it off in the second inning for Medford. Cal Durant will start his second inning of work. Foul to the backstop. Hit foul again to the backstop. Quickly it's 0-2. Lombardo steps out, and now he steps back in. And the 0-2 pitch up and coming from Durant. Reached for that one, and he's going to reach because it bounced off the catcher. He changed the pitch that was down in the turf, swung and missed, but it deflected off the catcher and he's able to reach first base. So it's a strikeout for Durant, but Lombardo was at first base with nobody out. For the pitcher, Thomas Slow. So a break for Medford. So unless Classical gets a double play. Bunted. And I just said unless Classical gets a double play, Medford was going to get 4 outs. I didn't get the words out of my mouth. They turned a double play. He popped the bunt up. The runner was off and running with the pitch. So Durant gets the pop-up and he gets an assist on the same play. It was almost like I saw the future. That's the first since I've been doing this all these years. Swing and a miss. Justin Marino, the shortstop. Sees the count go 1-1. On the corner for a strike. Good pitch by Durant. If you could keep the ball right there, you could make a living. Guzman thought that was a strike. He took a couple of steps toward the dugout, thinking it was strike 3. That was a tough pitch to take by Marino. And we got deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inning number 2. And the pitch down and away for ball 3. So our first full count. Hit foul out of play. Coach Zukowski and his aide, Coach Mayette, have been doing this for a long time. As I mentioned before, they do a very good job. Hit to the right side, long run, can't get there. Nice try. It wasn't from lack of effort that Christian Spates didn't make that play. He had to run a long way. He was off the line for a right-handed hitter. He had to run almost to the stands to try and make that play. Good effort. And we'll do it again at 3-2. And that's ball 4. So the walk Second walk given up by Durant extends the inning for Joe Durazio, the catcher. Wide for a ball. Swing and a miss. We talked about Durant field goal. Not only do you kick a field goal in your final football game in your senior year, but you kick it on Thanksgiving Day and you kick it and beat your arch rival English. Line shot. Nice play. That's an outstanding play. Medina actually took a step towards first base, and then he had to reverse it and go towards center field. He went behind, almost behind the bag, fielded it, and got it to the shortstop, Brady Warren, for the out. That's an outstanding defensive play by Medina. So again, they have a couple of base runners. One is doubled up. The walk doesn't hurt. And Classical still has a chance to get on the board first. That'll be Christian Spates, Nico Ramirez, Christian Figueroa. I guess it's Figueroa. Christian Figueroa. Thomas Slow will start his second inning of work. It's been an odd time. This is the earliest I've ever seen the season start. Tech was supposed to play March 31st against Kip. They moved it to a later date. St. Mary's was supposed to play softball on April Fool's Day, April 1st, early start. English played Tuesday night. Opening game for English, a night game at 7 o'clock. That never happens. They usually wait at least a week or two into April before they play night games. And now this coming Tuesday, with this field wide open, which is a rarity, Tech will play the game and they'll play at 7 o'clock at night. So let's hope the weather is a lot better than it is right now. But early start. Christian Spates, the first baseman, will lead it off. Solid shot to left field. Down the line, all the way to the fence. Around first, heading for second. He liked that first pitch, and he gets a double. So for the second inning in a row, Classical has the leadoff hitter on, and they have this leadoff hitter in scoring position. Nico Ramirez, the DH. He's hitting for the left fielder, Yassine Bakuch. Try to say that 5 times fast. Good sized lead at second base. And they don't throw, but they're trying to keep them close. Slow spun around. Spades dancing off the bag. on the corner for a strike. Rivera's looking for a base hit. Minimum, he wants to put the ball in play on the ground and move the runner over. They try to entice Spates. They had the shortstop coming over to cover second. When he went back to shortstop, hoping Spates would get off the bag, the second baseman tried to sneak in behind. Spates is able to get back standing up. Off the catcher. Nice job by D'Orazio to keep it in front of him, hold the runner at second base. Again, off the catcher, keeping it in front of him. When I saw the roster and I thought the catcher and the manager, the coach might be father and son, but the coach's first name for Medford is Orazio. The catcher's name is D'Orazio. Right at the letters on the inside corner. Waves at that pitch. They're going to have to throw him out at first base. And they throw it, and it's blocked. They threw it in the dirt. The error is going to have the runner reach. So it's a strikeout and an error. Runs at first and second. The catcher tried to steer the ball, threw it in the turf, and the first baseman, Curcio, tried to stretch and stay on the bag and couldn't catch it. Bounced off his glove. So there's 2 on with nobody out for Christian Figueroa. Bunts it, perfect. Gets the job done. Good job by Figueroa. Bunting has become a lost art. The play goes 1-4 for the out. So Glasgow with another threat. They had a runner at third with 2 outs in the first. Now they got second and third with 1 out for Ethan Chevalier, the right fielder. Medford brings their infield in. Nice stop again by D'Orazio. He had a workout and a half in the English game here. Medford, in that game, the pitcher walked the first 4 hitters in the game, English hitters. And D'Orazio, through the whole game, had to make some big-time saves. Even though they lost the game, it could have been a lot worse. He did a very good job. And he's doing a very good job here. He's blocked a lot of pitches so far in an inning and a third. Janelle Guzman, the catcher, is the on-deck hitter. Up and away. 3-0. So Chevalier will probably take a pitch. If nothing else, he'll be very fussy. He didn't have to be fussy. He draws the walk. First walk given up by Slow, and that brings the coaching staff out for a little confab. And it brings the entire infield together on the mound. It gives Mike Sukowski a chance to talk to his catcher, Guzman. 3 on, nobody out for Glasgow here in the bottom of the second inning. Pates led with a double. Ramirez struck out swinging, but the throw got away at first base. He reached. Figueroa laid down a perfect sacrifice to move the runners up. And now Chevalier draws a walk to load the bases. So Guzman with a chance to get the first RBI for Classical at home. They got a couple on the road. Hits it foul to the backstop. You always wonder, they threw 4 straight pitches for ball 4, and the batter swings at the first pitch. But he liked it. They give him a lot of room in right center field. Chased that pitch, and it's 0-2. Top of the order, Medina on deck. Way wide for a ball. Waste pitch, but they threw it too far. Swings and misses. That's a big out. So they leave it up to Armani Medina. He lined the single in the center field, leading off the first inning. Made it all the way around to third and got stranded there. He wishes now he saved the hit for this at bat. Hit foul past third base. Few loyal Classical fans here. Couple from Medford. More than I thought would be here with the weather. Good job again by Durazio, the catcher, stopping that. That could have been 1-0 Classical. 1-1 the count to the Classical second baseman. He made that nice defensive play, taking a hit away from the catcher, Durazio, in the top of this inning. Way wide. 2-1. Pop foul, back and out of play. And again, deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Inning number 2. Big pitch coming up for both teams. Down and away, another nice job by Durazio. So 3-2, the runners will be off and running with the pitch. So now if Medina could get a base hit, it could be very productive. Automatic hit and run. Big payoff pitch up and coming. And he ducks under it for ball 4. Easy way to get an RBI. Spate scores the first run of the ball game. Bases are still loaded. And Coach Azzarello from Medford must be talking to himself. first thing against English, they walked the first 4 batters and walked the first run of the game in. Now, DeRazio couldn't get that one. It goes to the backstop for a wild pitch. The run scores, takes off the automatic force at any base in the infield. A ground ball, they'll have to go to first. Classical scores 2. And this is similar to the first inning against English the other night. Chase that pitch. Durant popped up to the second baseman. His one trip. He can help himself here. Pitcher against pitcher. Another nice stop by DeRazio. He's getting another workout. He's certainly going to remember his time at Frazier Field. Chop slowly to third. Nice play. Third baseman Poley, no wasted effort, caught it. Throwing one motion. He gets Durant. They finally end the inning. Classical sends 7 to the plate. They get a couple of hits, but it's a walk and a wild pitch that scores the run. Both runs. And we played 2 here at Frazier Field. Classical leading Medford 2-0. 9-1-2 for Medford as we start the third inning. Medford now in a 2-run hole. And I said they got 2. They only got 1 hit. There were a couple of walks, and that strikeout that reached first on the throwing error was big. The strikeout before the walk to Medina would have been the third out. Medina wouldn't have hit. Instead, he walked and forced in a run. And then the wild pitch got the second one in, so they would have got out of the inning. Alex Grogas, the second baseman, is the hitter. He ducks under that one. Just saw his life pass in front of him. Ricky Mayette doing double duty, chasing the ball and giving it back to the umpire. Has to duck under that one again. Ricky Mayette is getting a workout. In for a strike, the count goes full. Hit in the air to left field. Long run for the left fielder. Won't get there, but it's foul. Got around early and pulled it well foul. Akuch trying to make the play, chasing it. Chased that pitch, looked like it was up and away. Durant got a little help there. Second strikeout for Durant. Owen Kelly was the other strikeout. He led off the ball game. He swung through that pitch. That was like a little inside out swing. He didn't even get the bat all the way around. Just in on the hands. Chops it to third, right at the third base bag. Nice job by Figueroa. That's the longest throw in the diamond. He was right at the third base bag. Picked it, made the good strong throw. Nice stretch by Spates. 2 up, 2 down for Medford in the third. Sean McGilvery drew a walk. He's the left fielder. Hit in the air to left field. Long run again by Bakuch. And it's fouled again with McGilvery going a long way the opposite way. Oh, 1 the count to the Medford left fielder. Up and away for a ball. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Durant. Had a little mustard on that one. The 1-2 pitch. Broke right down and in on the inside corner. He gets him looking. So a good inning for Durant. 2 strikeouts. His first 1-2-3 inning. The Mustangs are down in the top of the third. Three strikeouts for Durant in 3 innings. Mustangs have 3 base runners, 2 walks, and a strikeout that reached, and the strikeout was doubled up at first base. So they really had 2 base runners. Nobody had got to second base. Slow will start his 3rd inning of work. As we mentioned, he could have got out of the inning. The Classical scored. The strikeout got away from the catcher. He had the runner at first, but they threw it in the turf and bobbled. Runner reached. That helped extend the inning. And instead of 3 outs, there were 2 outs. Medina drew the walk, forcing in the run. Then came the wild pitch to score the 2nd run. So they're both unearned. Well, Classical will take both of them. Yeah, it will be 3, 4, and 5 for the Rams. Tyler Wilson, Brady Warren, Christian Spates. It's nice to get back to having a full season. We got through hockey and basketball. There are a few COVID problems still hanging around, but now it seems to be passing, getting back, if we can remember what it was like to get back to normal. Nice to see the kids back out in the field. It means a lot because a lot of these young men, young women could get, if not scholarships, financial aid, moving on to college, not to mention getting the education. I don't think the internet did anybody any good at all, education-wise. So it's nice for everybody to get back on the swing of things. Superintendent Tutwiler, the principals at the schools, the teachers did a great job. Hit in the air, shortstop, shallow left field out on the grass. And Justin Marino makes the play. So Wilson is out on the pop-up to the shortstop, leading off the 3rd. Brady Warren popped up right in front of the Classical bench area. And the catcher, Terrazio, did a nice job going over and getting it. Pretty Warren, good three-point shooter in basketball. His father, of course, is vice principal. Chris was the outstanding girls softball coach for many years at Classical. His sister was an outstanding pitcher on the softball team. And I have to mention, the mother was an outstanding swimmer. She got after me one time. She said, you mentioned Chris, you mentioned Brady, you mentioned my daughter. She said, I was a big-time swimmer. So I have to mention that. Lined in the center field. Brady Warren with the base hit. Slow, kind of self-defense. Threw up his glove saying, I hope that goes in the center field, doesn't hit me. Warren's got a base hit. And, of course, Mrs. Warren, a friend of my daughter's teaching at school, she found out it was my birthday. She sent me a message on Facebook, and I appreciate that. Christian Spates lined a double down to the left field line, bounced into the bullpen area, and he scored the first run. Ducks under the pitch for a ball. Diving back at first is Brady Warren. Wide for a ball. 2-0 the count to the Ram first baseman. In for a strike. In for a strike. Evens account at 2. The runner takes off, swinging and miss. In with a stolen base, but Slow gets the strikeout. His second. Well, Classical has another runner in scoring position for Nico Ramirez. Nico's the one that struck out, and the throw to first base was in the turf, got away. He reached, and that lengthened that second inning, and he scored the second run. Slow, not throwing over, but stepping off, trying to keep Warren close. Warren's got a pretty good lead at second base. Off the catcher, Warren's going to go to third. He bounced, but didn't go far enough for Warren. Just kind of rolled by the third baseman. So he had such a big lead at second base. The ball off the catch. It didn't go that far, but he was able to easily go to third. Glasgow would love to get this run home. High for a ball. Ramirez is the DH hitting for the left fielder, Yassine Bakuch. High for a ball. In for a strike. Taking all the way as you would expect with the count 3-0. I was about to say wild pitch, but inside, but it hit him. So it's a hit batsman. So the runner stays at third. Christian Figueroa laid down a perfect sacrifice that helped set up the 2 runs. He moved the 2 runners into scoring position that eventually scored. He's the third baseman. Up and in for a ball. So a pop-up, a hit, a strikeout, and then the hit batsman extends the inning. I thought we'd see the runner at first go to second. They throw over, diving back is Ramirez. In for a strike. On the corner for a strike. Now the runner takes off, the ball's hit foul. Count stays 1-2. Might be able to hear that cheering and noise coming from Manning. It's a track meet over there. I'm not sure which schools were involved. Hit to the right side, out of play. Down that grassy knoll behind first base. So for the second straight time, Figueroa has to go back to first. He was off and running on the pitch. So we'll do it again at 1-2. He takes off. The pitch is high for a ball. So once again, Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Classical leading 2-0. We got deuces all over the place here. Hit foul to the backstop. Figueroa hanging around, making throw some pitches. Good at bat, whatever he does. Hanging in. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. So Slow wins the war there. Haskell threatens. They put runners at second and third. Slow comes up with a big strikeout, leaves the runner stranded. So we finished 3 here at Frazier Field. Haskell holding on to a 2-0 lead over Medford. 3, 4, and 5 for Medford as we start the 4th inning. John Poley popped to second base. Back in the 1st inning. Kyle Durant starting his 4th inning. Pitch off to catch his glove to the backstop for ball 1. In for a strike. Again to the backstop. Figueroa, the third baseman, is a freshman. Medina, second baseman, is a sophomore. Brady Warren, shortstop, is a junior. Spates is a junior, so they got the entire infield back next year. The catcher is back as well. Hit in the air to center field. Wilson glides over a few steps to his left center. Tracks down Poley's shot. Poley hit it well. Wilson takes it away. Justin Criscio, first baseman, bounced out second and first. I saw somewhere that he's already committed. Very good pitcher. In for a strike. He had a tough start against English, but he's already committed to college. 2 quick strikes right in on the inside corner, in on their hands. He grounded out second and first. There's 1 trip. Durant tried to go inside again, but threw it a little too far inside. And it goes 1 and 2. He swung through the pitch. There was a question of whether he tipped it or not. The umpire said no. So it's the second hitter who struck out that's going to reach first base. You very seldom see it. Now we've got it happen twice. And the other time is in the batter's box now, Jake Lombardo. Waves at that pitch. He was the one that made me a seer when he reached on it, and I said, Classical's going to give Medford 4 outs unless they make a double play in this inning. And as I was saying it, he popped up the bunt, and Durant threw the runner out at first base for a double play. And now Lombardo flies out to Bakuch out in left field. So they get 4 outs this inning. The pitch is slow. He was the one that tried a bunt and popped it up to Durant, who turned it into a double play. On the inside corner for a strike. On the outside corner for a strike. Durant moving the ball around. They throw it over to first. Getting back, standing up is Curcio. The 0-2 pitch up and coming. The runner takes off. It winds up out in center field. So Curcio steals the base. Slow could help himself get back in the game if he could get a base hit here. Hit in the air, foul, and out of play. So we do it again. Durant, pitcher against pitcher. Bounces it to third. Figueroa, the young freshman, could throw over to Spates. So once again, or the first time, Medford gets 4 outs, but once again, the strikeout reaching doesn't hurt. As Medford is down, we're halfway through the ball game as we played 3.5 innings. Durant has got 4 strikeouts and 2 of them reach base. It'll be 8-9-1 for Classical as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. So we're back in the swing of things here at LETV. If we get back into baseball and softball. And I might mention, if you check out your Facebook page, that horrific incident on Broadway, that horrible fire that obliterated the house, everything in it gone, family lost everything. The young lady is a pitcher for the Classical softball team. They're doing, I think they're having a meeting or a fundraiser, working on coming up maybe with a GoFund page or coming up with some ways of helping out that family. They're going to have maybe a fundraiser at Gannon, different things they're going to try and do. We've offered our services here on Channel 15. Check out anything you can do, anything you can afford to donate, even if it's just maybe food or clothes or whatever. They need everything. Everything got obliterated. Nothing was saved. Thank God nobody was hurt. Everybody got out of the house safely, but I don't know what you do when you wake up the next morning and everything is gone. So anything you can do to help the family. They just had one for the family on Chestnut Street. So Lynn's been hit twice But Lynn always comes through and helps everybody, so hope we can do it again. So pay attention, do what you can to help the families that need a lot of help. And God bless them, and I hope they get back on their feet and get whatever they need to get their lives back. Eaton Chevalier walked his first trip. That helped extend the second inning when they got their 2 runs. He tried to bunt the first pitch and fouled it off. Popped up. Started out in the outfield. The second baseman goes back on the infield turf. And the second baseman, Grogas, makes the play. So 1 up, 1 down. Janelle Guzman, the catcher, has done a nice job behind the plate handling Kyle Durant. Down and away for a ball. Guzman struck out swinging his 1 trip. Guzman thought that was high and inside, and the umpire said strike 1. Popped up behind first base, going back. Nice job by the first baseman. Criscio went back. Not an easy play, back a few steps on the outfield grass. Did a nice job picking the pop. So 2 pop-ups to the right side of the first 2 outs of the 4th inning. It brings up Armani Medina, who was perfect. Single leading off the first inning. Walked, and his walk got him an RBI because it came with the bases loaded. So he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Hits it solid past third base, foul. On the inside corner, I threw it right in on the hands. Backed him off the plate and it was in for a strike. So quickly it's 0-2. Hit the shot. Big hop for the shortstop. Got to hurry. First base coach is saying that Criscio was off the bag, but the umpire says no, so they throw him out at first. So first 1-2-3 inning for slow. Medina made that close at first base. We finished 4 innings here at Frazier Field. Glasgow holding on to that 2-0 lead over Medford. Bottom 3 in the order for Medford as we start the 5th inning, 7, 8, and 9. Justin Marino drew a walk. His only trip. Medford they've had 1 base runner reach second. That was a stolen base by Criscio in the 4th inning. Both pitchers have struck out 4 in 4 innings, but Durant, 2 of his have reached base. Swing and a miss. One of them he doubled up on his own, catching a pop-up bunt, doubling the runner off at first. What a great play out in left field by Bakuch. An ESPN highlight. He got a great jump, went down and picked it off the grass. Takes a base hit away from Marino. Outstanding defense by Yassine Bakuch. Durazio, the catcher, looked like he had a base hit. He hit it up the middle, and Medina, the second baseman, went way to his right, fielded it, and got a force at second base. So Clauskel's had some big defensive plays. Medina, and now a great play by Bakuch. Slicing it foul over the Clauskel dugout. Down. They said he swung. Strike three. That pitch was way down, almost hit him in the ankles, and the umpire said he swung. It looked like he was backing away from the play. Coach Azzarello is saying, "Are you kidding me?" So Durant gets the strikeout. The pitch was down around the ankles. He was stepping away, and the umpire said he swung at it. Down and away for a ball. A bizarre strikeout for Durant. Swing and a miss. He chased the high pitch. Down and away for a ball. Durant doesn't waste much time. They checked with the base umpire, said didn't swing. He started to, liked the pitch, then held up when he saw it was a little bit high. Hits it foul, and we got a full count, 3-2. The payoff pitch, up and coming. Missing wide for ball 4. Owen Kelly has been called out on strikes and grounded out third to first. Missing down and in. Slaps it to second base. Off the first baseman's glove. Medina made the play. It went right off. Looked like it went right through the webbing of Spade's glove. Kelly all the way to third. Excuse me, Grogas all the way to third. Let's see if they send the runner. Would be the tying run at first base. Sean McGilvery walked and was called out on strikes. So it looked like the inning was over. Easy play. The runner takes off. McGilvery fouls it away. Medina made the play, threw it over. Looked like it just broke off the webbing or off the glove of Spates. It rolled far enough that Kelly was able to go all the way to third. So Revere has their first really threat, even though there's 2 outs. First and third. Durant faked the throw to third base. He faked it well enough that Grogas dove back to third. He didn't throw it, hoping he would get the runner off at first. In for a strike at the knees. So McGilvery one swing away from getting Medford back in the game. Durant one strike away from getting out of a jam. The runner takes off, hit the first base. Spates will make the play by himself. So the threat goes by the boards. The error doesn't hurt. The walk doesn't hurt. Durant picked up his 5th strikeout. So Medford has had 6 base runners, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts that reached, along with an error. They finally got a runner to third base, and he's stranded there. And for Glasgow, it will be 2, 3, and 4 in the bottom of the 5th. We mentioned Glasgow looking for their 2nd straight win, looking to go 2-0 in the early season. Medford trying to go 1-1 and trying to go 1-1 here at Frazier Field. The game they lost was to Lynn English here. Chop to third. Big hop. And they throw it away. Curcio had to go off the bag to get the throw. Durant will reach on the error. Third time in 5 innings, Glasgow has the leadoff hitter on. Tyler Wilson. Bounce to first, pop to short. Pop-up was out in short left field. Durant had a big lead at first base. Dives back on the throw over. We mentioned Wilson, 3-sport athlete, soccer, basketball, baseball. Again, a huge lead off first base. Squared the bunt, took the pitch, they throw it down, Durant steals second. There was no question he was going. Wilson was not going to bunt. He was just trying to help the runner along. Block the vision of the catcher. So a runner at second with nobody out. Glasgow trying to add to a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Nice stop by the catcher, Durazio. Again, getting a great workout behind the plate. Doing a nice job. High for a ball. In for a strike. Durazio's only a sophomore. 2 on the count to the center fielder, Tyler Wilson. They don't throw. Hustling back is Durant to second base. He's got a good-sized lead off second base. On the inside corner for a strike. He goes the other way, hits it deep to left field. Get all of it going the other way. Sean McGilvery tracks it down for the first out in the 5th inning. Brady Warren fouled out to the catcher right in front of the Glasgow dugout. And he got a base hit the last time up. And we're going to have a confab out. Nobody warming up for Medford, so I don't think they'll make a change. Ricky Mayer doing his job. He's providing baseballs to the umpires, chasing balls back to the backstop. He's getting a workout. Durant reached on the error, stole second base. He's there with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Glasgow on top 2-0, trying to add to it. I don't know if he was half holding up or half swinging, but he just kind of glided through that, bounced down and away, swung through it for strike 1. They throw it down, they throw it into center field. Durant will go to third, so Durant was bouncing around, gaining attention. Now the attention gets him over to third. Medford has to bring the infield in. That one drops in for a strike. They check. Plate umpire looked down to first base to check with the base umpire. He's over at second base, but they check and they call it a strike. He said he swung. That's a big out. Christian Spades doubled and scored, struck out swinging. Pops it up. Long run. Slow the pitcher. You can hear it, me. He called everybody off. So Glasgow threatens again. They get a runner all the way over to third base with only 1 out, but they can't get him in. But they hold on to the lead. We played 5 full here at Frazier Field. Glasgow leading Medford 2-0. Middle of the order for Medford as we start the 6th inning, 3, 4, and 5. John Poley, the third baseman, has popped to second and flied to center field. Pitching inside for a ball. Hit in the air. Space with a long run. Not going to get there. It's going to be up in the seats. And it bounces back. One the count to the Mustangs' third baseman. Good pitch on the corner for a strike. So ready to move the ball around. He's going inside, outside, up, down. He's kept him off balance. That one bounces outside. Nice stop by Guzman. Slap. Another long run by Spates. He watches it, goes into that grassy knoll behind first base. And the count stays 2-2. Up and away for a ball. Hit in the air to left field for a base hit. First hit of the ball game for Medford. Hit it well the last time, flied out to left center to Wilson. Now he hits a shot to left field for a base hit. And that allows Medford to bring the tying run to home plate. John Curcio bounced to second. And he struck out. He's one of two to strike out and reach. Down and in for a ball. Both pitchers have struck out 5, but as mentioned before, 2 of Durant's strikeouts have reached. One was doubled up. The other one gave Medford a. They'll make the play at first on a little chop of the first base. The other one doubled off. So Curcio was out. The play goes 3-1. Jake Lombardo, the DH, has struck out and reached. He was the other one. And he flied out to left. Bakuch made a great play, taking a hit away. Hits it foul back and out of play. Up and away for a ball. Way up and in for a ball. 2-1 the count to the DH. He's hitting for the right fielder, Tyler Tadia. Swing and a miss. He was late on that swing. And the count evens at 2. Up and away for a ball. way up for ball 4. And that brings Coach Mike Zukowski out of the dugout. A little confab. Allows Medford to have a little set 2 with hitter coach. So the tying runs are on base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Classical leading at 2-0. They got their 2 in the 2nd inning, both unearned. Not many hits. Classical's got 3 hits. Medford's just got their first hit this inning. Medford's having a couple of base runners with 4 walks and 2 strikeouts that reached, along with an error. In for a strike. Thomas Lowe, the pitcher, is popped to the pitcher and grounded out 3rd to 1st. He's in a spot where he can help himself. Hits it foul past 3rd base. Quickly 0-2. The Brave fans have stuck around for this one. It is cold. Reached for that one and fouled it off. This is even good football weather. It's supposed to rain again tonight, but must be New England because they talked of the rain ending early Friday morning, getting up to 60, possibly 70 in some areas. Chopped to 3rd. A little scoop by Figueroa, and then just played the off hop. You wonder why coaches get gray hair. He didn't wait for the hop. He went in and scooped it. They get the force at 3rd. So there's still 2 on, but now with 2 outs. Justin Marino walked and hit a shot to left field that Pakuch made a great play on, picking it off the grass for an out. In for a strike. They throw it down. Spates was not on the bag. He was playing behind the runner with 1st and 2nd, so the runner was able to get back. On the corner again, quickly 0-2. Down and away for a ball. Revere had that threat, even though 2 outs, they had 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And they got a ground ball to 1st to get out of it. Now they get 2 on with 1 out. They get the force at 3rd. And now they get a strikeout. So they get 2 on again and can't make it happen. They're down to their last 3 outs. So Durant gives up his first hit, picks up his 6th strikeout. This one doesn't reach. So 3 outs away, Classical from going 2-0. 3 outs away from Medford for going 0-2. And I mentioned again, they'll go 0-2 here at Frazier Field. They'll be glad to get out of here if they can't come back in this one. Durant gave up his first hit. He's walked 4. So they've had 7 base runners. One of them was out on a double play. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts that reached, an error and a hit. And in the bottom of the sixth, it'll be 6, 7, and 8. Nico Ramirez, the DH, hitting for Yassine Bakuch, the left fielder. Christian Figueroa, Ethan Chevalier. Glasgow, they lose Wilson, Bakuch, Durant. To graduation. So they got a good nucleus. They've got, including the catcher, they get the entire infield back next year. Ramirez struck out but reached. That was the huge play in that inning. If they throw him out, Glasgow doesn't score. But he reached on the strikeout, and he wound up scoring the second of 2 runs. Chop foul towards third base. Coach Sukowski making the play. A very good pitcher in his day. Pitched for the Spirit when they were here at Frazier Field. The semi-pro team. High for a ball. High for a ball again, 2-2. Some of the Medford fans down below us thought that was a strike. The 2-2 pitch coming up to the Ram DH, Ramirez. Down and away, goes to the backstop, and the count goes full. So he was ahead of him, and now he's got to come in with a pitch or put him on. Hit foul, he's hanging in. Looks like the track meet is finishing up over it. Dang, I'm not jealous of those people running around in shorts and T-shirts in this weather. They must be happy to get out of there and get back to a warm car. Hit in the air behind second base. Long run for the shortstop. Nice job. Reaches out, makes the one-handed catch. Nice play by Justin Marino. One up, one down. Mr. Figueroa was a big part of the 2 runs. He get up, runs at first and second, laid down a perfect bunt, moved the runners over, and they both scored. So he's a big part of the 2-0 lead. Last time up, he struck out. Lines it foul down the right side. On 1 the count. To the young freshman third baseman. He's played well at third. Down and away for a ball. Foul. Long run for the catcher, but it was up in the seats. The 2-2 pitch up and coming from Slow to Chevalier. Over his head. The count goes full. Slow hasn't walked a batter. He hit a batter. Popped up. Slow, the pitcher, makes the play. That's his second catch. Wasn't hit that high. 2 up, 2 down. 5 in a row retired by Slow. Nine out of 10. The only play to reach was an error. So after that second inning, he virtually kept Classical off the base pass. In for a strike. Ethan Chevalier has walked and popped to second base. He's the Classical right fielder. I was about to say wide from home, but it's a strike. The 1-2 pitch. Hit off the pitcher. They're going to have to hurry. They're not going to get him. Chevalier's got a base hit. Hit that one. Second baseman was going towards second base. The ball was hit up the middle, went off the pitcher's foot or leg and deflected. Good effort by Grogas, the second baseman, to try and make his way back to his left to get it. But Chevalier was able to beat it to first base for an infield hit. Only the fourth hit. The first is the third inning. They got one hit apiece in the first 3 innings. And the hits, one hit set up the 2 runs, but had nothing to do with knocking in the runs. And he gets hit on the back. Second hit batsman. So he got the first 2 outs on easy pop-ups, and the inning gets extended for Almani Medina, the leadoff hitter. He singled, walked, forcing in the first run, bounced to short, and we got another trip out to the mound. And we're going to have a change. We're going to have a new pitcher. Looks like it's the center fielder Kelly coming in, and Slow will go to center field. So Owen Kelly will be the new pitcher. Slow didn't do that badly. He only gave up 4 base hits. The 2 runs were unearned. Didn't walk a batter, hit 2. And Kelly will face Medina. Down the way for a ball. We mentioned Medina singled. His walk forced in the first run. And then a wild pitch scored the second run. All of that with the bases loaded. So it's been a tough 2 games from Medford here. They started the game against English with 4 consecutive walks that got English on the board. Now they had a strikeout that extended the inning, helped Classical get on the board as they get a bases-loaded walk to score and then a wild pitch. And that's been it. The only 2 runs in the game. Medford only has 1 base hit. Way down and in for a ball. Had a little skip and a hop to get out of the way of that one. So count is in Medina's favor, 3-1. Yeah, that's ball 4, so Medina's on for the 3rd time. Pascal has the bases loaded for the 2nd time in the game. And Kyle Durant can give himself a few more runs to work with. He has popped up, grounded out, reached on an error. Slaps it up the middle into center field for a base hit. He jumped on the first pitch. He certainly helped himself. Classical gets 2 more. Didn't hesitate. So that hit batsman extended the inning, and it hurt. Along with the walk that extended the inning, with Kelly coming in. That run is charged to slow. That will be an earned run. The other 2 were unearned. Or the 2 will be earned. Hit off the first baseman's glove. Base hit for Wilson. They wouldn't have got him anyway. There was nobody covering first base. First baseman Criscio went way to his right to field that one. And even if he fields it, he's got no play because there's nobody at first base. And the bases are loaded again for Brady Warren, who popped up, struck out, squeezed in between. He got a base hit. In for a strike. Looked like he took something off the pitch. So Classical and Durant himself have given the Rams some breathing room. Dropped on the inside corner for strike 2. Off the catcher's glove. The wild pitch is going to bring another run home. Medina scores. Second and third with 2 outs. Pascal now leading 5-0. Good pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. But the damage is done. A hit followed by a hit batsman and a walk extends the inning with 2 outs. After they got 2 easy outs, a hit batsman, a walk, followed by the big hit for Durant, hitting the first pitch for a 2 RBI single. Another run scores on a wild pitch. And all of a sudden, that 2-0 lead is ballooned to 5-0 Classical as Medford is down to the last 3 outs as we move into the top of the 7th inning. Thomas O'Leary will pinch hit for the catcher, Joe Durazio, who had bounced to a fielder's choice and struck out. So Coach Azzarello going to his bench. high and tight for a ball. In for a strike. Good pitch. He backed off and broke in for a strike, and the count evens at 2. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes, but it missed the outside corner, and the count goes full. Durant again, he doesn't take much time. Waves at that pitch. Course 10, Mangar will pinch hit for Grogas. Drops it out in front of the plate. Durant helps himself. 2 up, 2 down. Medford down as their last out. Glasgow 1 out away from going 2-0. And again, I mentioned Medford will be happy to get out of Fraser Field. They'll go 0-2 against English and Classical here. Owen Kelly struck out, grounded out, reached on an error. Hit the shot. Brady Warren. Medford doesn't like the call. It was awful close. They throw him out at first base, a 1-2-3 inning for Durant. And Classical's going to go to 2-0. Medford's going to drop to 0-2. The Medford coach has to talk to the umpire. But Classical's already at home plate waiting to congratulate everybody. Medford's going to go 0-2 here at Fraser Field. Durant pitches a masterpiece, strikes out 7. He did walk 4. 2 of the strikeouts reached. He took care of one of them, catching a pop bunt in the air and doubling a runner at first. They had an error, and they only had 1 base hit. The second inning was the only inning he didn't get a strikeout. And he did a great job on the mound, giving up the 1 hit. Shuts Medford out. Classical had all they needed in the second inning. Spades led with a double. Ramirez struck out, but when the throw to first base in the turf couldn't be handled, he was safe. That was a huge play at the time. It made first and second. Figueroa laid down a perfect bunt. A walk to Chevalier, loaded the bases. A strikeout for the second out, but then with 2 outs, they walked Medina for the first run. A wild pitch brought Ramirez in with the second run, and those 2 runs were unearned, and they lasted all the way through to the 6th inning. It was 2-0 Classical all the way into the 6th. Revere got a walk and an infield error that put runners at second and third after a stolen base. But there was with 2 outs, they got an infield out. Then they got, in the next inning, they got a hit and a walk after 1 out, but an infield force out at third and a strikeout got Medford out, and that was the only 2 really opportunities that they had, the only base runners that got past first base, and they were stranded at third. Classical put it away in the 6th inning after 2 outs. Again, after 2 outs. Chevalier got a base hit. Guzman got hit by a pitch. Medina drew another big walk to load the bases. Durant hit the first pitch he saw into center field for a base hit, knocking in 2. And then the wild pitch brought Medina home for the 3rd run. made it 5-0, and that was the final score. Classical had a single in each of the first 3 innings. They got 3 hits in the 6th inning, where they scored their 3 runs to make it 5-0. For Classical, Medina had 2 walks, a hit, scored a run, knocked in a run. Kyle Durant was on base twice, had the 2 RBI single. Tyler Wilson had a base hit. Brady Warren had a base hit. Spates had a double and scored a run. Ramirez, that big strikeout that he reached, scored a run, also got hit by a pitch, was on base twice. The big sacrifice by Figueroa set up the 2 runs. Chevalier had a walk and a hit in 3 trips, scored a run. And Guzman got hit by a pitch and scored a run. So everybody got involved for Classical. Durant pitches a shutout, striking out 7, giving up only 1 base hit. Classical 2 in the 2nd, a big 3-run 6 to put it away. Classical wins it by a score of 5-0 over Medford. Classical will go to 2-0. Medford will go to 0-2. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.